Internal audit, is it a science or an art? I've always been of the opinion and of the belief that internal audit really is an art. The science of internal audit, or the technical knowledge, is relatively straightforward, but the art is how we actually apply that technical knowledge in the conduct of our work as we go about it. A lot of success of internal audit depends on the auditor's ability to translate science into art in the conduct of the work that they do, and the ability to become an artist rather than a scientist. And this is something that's quite unusual for an auditor to be comfortable with. It doesn't come naturally. Much of this ability in people to be artists is, of course, inherent. But how can we actually train people to be more artistic rather than just being technical auditors? I think this is a real trick for our profession. And internal audit can be a lonely place sometimes. Nowhere is the ability to apply our influence as auditors, in other words, to move from science to art, more important than in our relationships with our key stakeholders. So I'd like to explore the relationships that internal auditors have with various stakeholders. Stakeholders come in all shapes and sizes, and no two are alike. We have to deal with audit committees, audit committee chairs, the CEO and the executive team, program and project managers and teams, auditees at all levels of the organization, IT experts, IT teams. Our audit teams are very important to us, our profession, and regulators. Regulators can be tricky stakeholders, of course. The list of stakeholders is endless, and we must be gifted as artists in the way that we deal with our stakeholders. Relationship building and the ongoing maintenance of relationships are essential skills for any internal auditor. And really, relationship building and the ongoing maintenance and strengthening of relationships is where science meets art in the internal audit profession. So I'll be exploring through articles that I'll be writing for the CGS website how internal auditors' relationships are essential to the success of risk and assurance functions. So we'll be looking at our relationships with audit committees and audit committee chairs. We'll then look at our relationships with the CEO and the executive team, auditees at all levels in the organization, programs and projects, essential skills for the auditor, IT assurance, which is a whole new world, our audit teams, nurturing budding artists, if you will, internal audit as a profession. What is our relationship with our peers in our profession? And how do we get more respect from regulators as a necessary part of the program? Is independence fact or fiction? What does it really mean to be independent as a risk management and internal audit expert? Independence, in my view, isn't totally dependent on a hard reporting line. It has to be through the artistic application, if you will, of independence as a state of mind. All auditors must exercise an independent state of mind at all times, and the art of exercising independence plays out through the delicate balance between being a part of the company and responsible for the company's success, and being responsible to the board and shareholders. And the battles between dependent and independent forces must be carefully chosen by the auditor and must be hard fought. Can the chief auditor who is responsible for risk management be adequately independent? I think so, because again, it's all in independence as a state of mind, and how do we play out our independence? We have to act as representatives of our company, but also representatives of assurance to our shareholders.